Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein, and this week I want to explain to you why managing your time is not difficult. Now, most people I speak to who are not in the time management or productivity field tend to say, oh, managing time is so difficult, it's so difficult. But really, it's not difficult. You have 24 hours a day. That's it. There are certain times of the day that you need to be at work. For most people, Monday to Friday, 9 till say 6 p.m. is your working time, but that still leaves you with a lot of time outside of that. Now, if you're going to spend your hour commute, let's say it takes you an hour to get to work in the morning, and all you're doing is checking Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram, then hey, that's your choice. You've chosen to do that. It's wasting time. You could be actually writing something. You could even be creating something. You could even be recording a podcast if you were doing like live podcasting. There is a lot of things that we can do today because technology has enabled us to do that. But that's just one thing, and that's an aside, and most people, you probably know that already. But let me tell you a story. Many years ago, actually when I was still a teenager, I started working in the hotel industry. I actually did hotel management for about 4 years. It was a wonderful experience, but I learned a lot about managing time. Now, back in the 1990s, when we were working in the hotel industry, I can honestly tell you that the customer was king. The customer is always right. All those cliche phrases that we used back then, well, they were very true. And one of my jobs, particularly when I was about 18 or 19, I worked in the bar. Now, the bar wasn't just about drinking alcohol. We also served coffee. We had a coffee making machine. We made cappuccino and espresso coffee. And so we had a lot of orders. And I used to be working, I think it was 9 till 6 p.m. So I was working from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. I did the day shift. Now, one of the things I noticed is if I turned up for my shift at 8:55, like 5 minutes before, to open up the blinds and everything, then there was no chance for me to actually get any focused work done. And in those days, focused work was making sure we had the right drinks in the fridges ready for the evening, and we had all the right stuff there. We had to make requisitions, as we called them. So what I started doing was I started arriving work at 8:30 in the morning. It was just 25 minutes earlier than what I would normally do. And I could then go behind the bar while the shutters were down, check that everything was okay, check that we had all the things that we needed, like milk and like the bottles and everything else that we needed was all there. And then I could open the bar without rushing at 9 a.m. It was a lifesaver because what I'd found was if I arrived 5 minutes before and just had to get boom, and suddenly there's customers waiting, I had no time at all to get anything done. And I felt, oh, this is overwhelming, this is stressful, this is really difficult. But I was the cause of the problem. All I needed to do to fix that problem was start 25 minutes earlier. That fixed the problem. And the same goes for you if you're working in the office. A lot of people say I'm customer facing, so I have no time to do any focused work all day. Maybe you're looking at it the wrong way. Maybe all you need to do is maybe start 30 minutes earlier, or probably more preferably finish 30 minutes later. So let's say all the customers have disappeared by 5:30, then just give yourself an extra 30 minutes to tidy up, catch up, and do any of the work that needs to be done that you haven't had time to do. Now, people say, well, that means I have to give my company an extra 30 minutes. True, but what's the alternative? What's going to happen is you're going to go home and all that stuff that you haven't done is going over and over in your mind. You're probably not going to sleep very well. And if anyone talks to you that evening, you're going to snap at them. You're not going to be in a good mood. It is far better to give yourself that extra 30 minutes just to clear up the stuff that you've collected, get it processed, get it organized, reply to those emails, and then go home. Seriously, you'll go home in a much better frame of mind. You won't be thinking about work when you get home. You'll be able to just switch off and enjoy being with the people you really care about. You know, it's just 30 minutes. It is certainly worth doing if you get that much more relaxation. But I often come across people write to me in emails and say, this is my situation, do you have any solutions? I offer a few solutions, but quite often they'll come out, it's impossible, I can't do that. Well, the problem now is that as soon as you label something impossible, you're not even going to attempt to look for a solution. What I would do instead is not use words like impossible or it's too difficult, like the word too difficult. What you need to do is to sort of say, okay, this is the situation. What's the solution? How am I going to be able to carve out or create 30 minutes to do focused work? How am I going to create an hour to do focused work? That's a much better question to ask than to just give out these random statements of saying it's impossible, because it's not impossible. There is always a way around this. You know, offices are not just one room where people walk in and walk out. There are back rooms, there's usually, and you can get into those and maybe just find an area where you can sit down and spend 30 minutes without customers bothering you and doing that focused work, the email replying, returning the phone calls, things like that. What you've got to do though is you've got to look for those solutions. The solutions are there if you open up your mind and you start to look for them. The reality is you do have time. The thing is you've got to find it. You've got to look for it. Once you find it, wow, the solution will be staring you in the face. So don't go around telling me or telling anyone or telling yourself, rather more importantly, that something is impossible. If it is difficult, if you're not finding the time to do the focus work, then start asking the right questions. What do I have to do to create this time? Do I have to come into work maybe 30 minutes earlier, or do I need to just hang back an extra 30 minutes and do it then? Whatever it is, if you do spend that extra 30 minutes, yes, sure, you could argue that you're giving free time to your company, but actually you've got to think about it from the flip side. What is it doing for you? It's actually creating time that you can just have time to think so that you can do your work in a much more positive frame of mind, knowing that you have got the important things done. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, have I got something special to tell you about? The Time and Life Mastery version 3 course has launched. Now, this course is transformative. It will transform your life. If you find that your life is drifting from one day to the next and that you feel that you're not actually achieving your goals, then this course is going to show you how to change that. It's going to show you how to identify what is truly important to you. It's going to show you how to find what it is you want out of life, and then show you the steps that you need to take in order to get there. This course is amazing. The feedback I've got from versions 1 and version 2 have just been tremendous. It has helped so many people, and I want this opportunity to tell you that it can do the same for you. I hope you will take a look at the course, have a go, take the course, and start transforming your life today. This course will do that for you. Take a look, get yourself enrolled, and hopefully I'll see you in the course.